Hi there. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Ray dashboard as a powerful tool for understanding your Ray cluster. Observability tools like the dashboard are critical for monitoring the internal state of a system so that you can effectively debug and optimize your applications. So let's get started. Here's what the Ray dashboard looks like, and as you can see, it's a web-based interface that gives you a real-time view of your Ray cluster. You can access the dashboard in a few ways. If you're an open source user, each time you initialize a Ray cluster with ray.init, the dashboard will be hosted by default at localhost 8265. You'll need to set up Prometheus and Grafana in order to view these time series metrics like the ones I have here, and you can find instructions in the Ray documentation for doing so. If you're using the AnyScale console, the dashboard is accessible via your Tools tab, and the time series metrics will be built in for you. Before we begin, let's talk about navigation. The Ray dashboard is split up into several tabs at the top of your screen. In this top navigation here, I will go through each of these in turn. Here I'm on my main overview landing page, and we see quick links to common views. For example, I can see my cluster utilization by each physical resource here. I can see my active nodes here, my recent jobs, as well as any events such as auto-scaling activity. And I can inspect each of these further. Let's go to the Jobs tab now so that we can look at this in further detail. I can click into any one of my jobs, and I can access more information about the state of my tasks, nodes, resources, and more. I'll leave a more thorough walkthrough of each of these features for another video, but generally this view offers a rich insight into your Ray cluster with popular features like a task progression breakdown, so I can click in here and look at all of my tasks that have run in this job as well as what their statuses are. I can access a task timeline, which is supported by the Perfetto UI, so I can download a trace file for this job and I can take a look at the timeline of tasks, as well as take a look at summary tables for tasks, actors, as well as placement groups wherever relevant. Let's move on now to the Cluster tab. I can view my active and inactive nodes. You can use this tab to make sure that your cluster is running smoothly and to diagnose any issues that might come up. For example, you might notice that a node is unexpectedly using a lot of CPU or memory, and you might need to take steps to debug or optimize performance by looking at logs, stack traces, or flame graphs. Next, let's take a look at the Actors tab. This tab shows you the actors that have existed, and if you inspect each, you can find more metadata as well as a history of tasks that are associated with it. One of the most useful tabs is going to be this Metrics tab, which integrates with Grafana to provide several visualizations that can help you understand what's happening in your cluster. For example, you can inspect real-time data on your tasks and actors to view their status. You can look at the Ray resource usage to see how Ray is using available resources, as well as hardware utilization to see activity by node. Finally, Ray dashboard also allows access to logs, which you're able to filter and search to find what you're looking for in order to diagnose whatever issues you're curious about. So that wraps up our quick tour of the Ray dashboard. I've shown you how to navigate the main views of the dashboard as well as given you a high-level overview of some of the most useful features. If you're new to Ray, I highly recommend that you develop the habit of having the dashboard visible as you work to understand your cluster's performance. If you're interested in learning more about an in-depth debugging and optimizing workflow on Ray, keep reading for more resources, and thanks for watching.